Good afternoon, viewers. Today, we'd like to talk about one of the issues that is causing serious setback in the development of Nigeria. This issue has become endemic, has become like a cancer that is inhibiting the growth and the development, initiatives in Nigeria. And if this issue is not tackled, I think there is no way it will be difficult for the country to forge ahead. And this is nothing other than ethnic chauvinism. That is, our patriotism to our ethnic groups is prioritized more than the national, patriotism. So everybody first think for his tribe or for his little group, ethnic group, before the larger society. So anything that does not benefit your ethnic group immediately, then that thing is no, you do not give it much importance. So this is the issue I want us to discuss. And part of the problem of Nigeria is its own history. And unfortunately, our national leaders at the time of independence, they were good on their own, but they were not good enough because most of them were motivated by self-interest of their ethnic group rather than the national interest. With apologies and respect to all of them, may God have mercy on them, but they were part of the problem. If you look at other countries, their national leaders were, were patriotic, were interested in the development of the country, not a particular section. For instance, if you check our own history, at the time of independence, Nnamdi Azikiwe was leading the Igbos, Sir Amadu Bello was leading northern group, and then you have Awolowo who was for the southwest. Now, these were the prominent figures, that canvas for our independence. But even that independence itself was loaded with a lot of sentiments, and that is why the First Republic did not survive long. It was terminated at its prime stage. Just about 6 years after the independence, there was the first coup in Nigeria, which the coup was spearheaded by a section, of the country. Some soldiers that were from the same section of this country led to that coup, and then the civil war followed, and then so many other issues. Now, this issue of, ethnic, this hatred, this fire that is burning, for this fire that makes you to hate people from other sections apart from yours, is the culprit that is pulling this country down. Well, there are other issues that we're going to discuss. Of course, you have corruption, you have institutional failure, you have the failure of our education system. There are a lot of issues that are pulling Nigeria down, but part of the major problems is this ethnic hatred. Now, part of the reason why I think Nigeria has not fallen apart up till now, this call for the break of Nigeria did not start now. It started long before even the independence. So many people, many groups have been calling for the cessation of their section from Nigeria. The Southeast particularly has attempted severally, and even now calling for the cessation. The Southwest now has an agenda of cutting from Nigeria. It's only the North probably that has no any agenda of seceding from Nigeria. But this hatred, it has to stop. Now, part of the reason why probably Nigeria has not breaking into smaller parts is because if it is going to break, it's not going to break into two. There is nothing like this South South-North divide is just political. But if you look in deeply into the issue, you find that there are other issues even within that there are powers to reckon with. For instance, if you're talking about the South is divided into about three. You have the Southwest that can never reconcile with the Southeast, and then you have the South-South. So the South-South, mainly the oil wells of Nigeria are located in the South-South, and the South-South are unwilling to join the Biafra forces. So they will never reconcile with the Southeast. If that reconciliation is something really visible or possible, I'm sure by now the agitation for the breakup would have reached a very crucial stage. Now the Southwest, of course, cannot reconcile with either the South-South or the Southwest. So if the South is going to break, it's going to break not into one block, political block. It's going to have, even if you look at it, our politics now, they were not unable to reconcile at the political level. Had even that reconciliation has been established now, then it would have been easy for for them to pull away from the country. And if you are talking about the North, now even the North itself has its own challenges. States like Benue, where you have predominantly Christians, Jos, some part of Kaduna, you have Kogi, and then Ilorin. Some of them would rather probably join because of their Christian affiliation, they will feel it is even it's safer for them to join the South. But the trouble with the South is once you cross over the Niger, you cross over River Benue, then automatically you are a Northerner. It's going to be difficult. They will never accept you as one of them. Once you are not Yoruba, you are not Igbo, and you are not from the South-South, then there is no hope for you of joining the South as a region. Now, and then in the North, therefore, in the North, if you look at it, the extreme North, the Northwest, and almost entirely, and you find that the Northeast, except for a few patches of Christian in Borno, in Adamawa, in Gombe, you find that it's almost a homogeneous community. The Hausa, Fulani, Kanuri, you hardly differentiate them because of the similarity and the Islam that has, binded them together. So you will not get much problem there. But where you are going to get a few problem is the what you call the middle belt, right, where you have predominantly Christians. But I'm sorry, not all the middle belt are Christian communities. For instance, Kwara, Ilorin, you find that they are predominantly Muslims, and then even their traditional leadership originated from the Sokoto Jihad. So they have Fulanis there, even though they are Yorubas, and then you have Hausas there, even though they speak Yoruba. So you have an amalgamation of people that fully assimilated into the North because of their religious or Islamic affiliation. In Kogi, they are predominantly Muslims, the Ibra and the Igalas. They won't have problem in joining the greater part of the North because of their religious affiliation. So that will not give problem as much, except if for some political reasons that some of them feel they are more comfortable in joining the South. The same thing, well, of course, there is a peaceful relationship between Benue and the greater part of the North, but because of their Christianity, they would probably want to, join forces with the Christian majority in Jos and probably the southern Kaduna part. That will become the stumbling block for a harmonious, regime or region in the northern part. But aside from that, This is the reason why it is difficult for Nigeria to break easily, because of this, ethnic divides. And another reason could be the investment the elites have across the country. The elites have no religion, they have no culture, they have no ethnic group. Their only god of affiliation is their own interest, their own investments, their capitals that they have invested across the country. So that is why you find that up till now, even though the noise all over the country about this divide, still Nigeria holds together as one, because one, it is not going to break into two. Secondly, the elites, they have investment across the country, so they are the stakeholders, and then they are not ready, they are not prepared for that divide. This is my candid opinion. Thank you very much.